Shopping for the best two-seater ride-on car with remote control can get confusing fast. I went down the rabbit hole, ordered 5 of the most popular models, and let my kids and their friends put them through real backyard tests. Hills, grass, gravel, music blasting, we tried it all. Here's what actually held up. Product number 1. Best Choice Products 24V two-seater truck, pink. When I first pulled this one out of the box, I could tell it was built for bigger adventures. The body felt sturdy, not flimsy, and the two-seat layout actually had enough room for both my kids without shoulder bumping every 5 seconds. The seat harnesses were easy to adjust, which gave me peace of mind right away. Out on the driveway, the 24V power made a big difference. It didn't struggle on slight inclines like some smaller ride-ons do. I clocked about an hour and a half of play before the battery tapped out, which is plenty for an afternoon session. The parent remote worked smoothly too. I stepped in a couple times when steering got a little wild. The Bluetooth speaker was a surprise hit. They cruised around blasting their favorite songs like they owned the block. If you've got 2 kids who want to ride together and you need solid battery life, this one's a great pick. It set the bar pretty high before I even opened the next box. Product number 2. Best Choice Products 12V ride-on car, gray. Lifting this one, I noticed right away it's lighter and more compact. It's clearly made with younger or smaller kids in mind. The plastic wheels felt durable, and I liked that the doors actually lock, fewer surprise exits mid-ride. The seatbelt was simple, but did the job. On pavement, the 12V motor handled smoothly, but you can tell it's not meant for steep hills. It's more of a neighborhood cruiser than an off-road machine. The top speed is slower, which honestly made me feel better letting a younger driver take control. The remote override came in handy when my toddler got distracted and forgot how to steer. Suspension helped on bumpy sidewalks, and the AUX input meant we could plug in a phone for music, which kept rides from getting boring. This one's best if your child is just starting with ride-ons and you want something manageable, not too fast and easy to control. After that calmer experience, I was ready to test something with a bit more muscle. Product number 3. First ride-on 24V licensed Ford Bronco Raptor. This Bronco looked impressive sitting in the driveway. The licensed design gives it that realistic SUV vibe, and the wider 2-seat setup felt roomy enough for bigger kids. When I pressed on the body panels, nothing flexed or rattled. The individual seat belts and anti-slip seats made it feel more secure than most. Driving it around the yard, the 3 speed options really helped. I started slow while my kid figured out the steering, then bumped it up once confidence kicked in. The soft start feature meant no jerky takeoffs, which saved us from a few startled reactions. Suspension handled grass way better than I expected, and the remote had strong range. I could stand way off to the side and still steer if needed. Music, radio, and Bluetooth kept them entertained long after I was ready to call it a day. If you've got older kids or want something that feels close to a real vehicle, this one hits that sweet spot. Still, another Bronco showed up that gave it serious competition. Product number 4. Enyo Pro 24V licensed Ford Bronco Raptor, blue. The moment I set this one up, I noticed how solid it felt. The doors shut with a satisfying click, and the seats were wide enough that 2 kids weren't fighting for space. Those dual 3-point harnesses made me way more comfortable letting both ride together. Performance-wise, this thing moves. The dual motors gave it enough power to handle grass and even a bit of gravel without slowing to a crawl. I liked the 3 speed settings because I could match it to who was driving. The suspension really helped on uneven ground. You could see the wheels absorbing bumps instead of the whole car bouncing. The remote control felt very responsive, and that emergency stop button is something I actually used when my kid aimed straight for the flower bed. Bluetooth and built-in music kept the fun going, and the headlights made evening rides feel extra cool. For families with 2 kids who love riding together and want strong performance, this one's a standout. But not everyone needs something this powerful, which brings me to a smaller option we tried. Product number 5, Tabi 12V Kids Ride-On Truck, Red. This little truck came out of the box looking like a mini off-road rig. It's more compact, and when I pressed on the body, it felt lightweight but still sturdy enough for everyday play. The openable doors and working horn were instant favorites before we even turned it on. Once moving, it's clearly designed for younger kids. The speed is gentle and the soft start keeps it from lurching forward. On grass and packed dirt, it did surprisingly well for a smaller 12V model, though steeper spots slowed it down. The safety belt stayed secure, and I liked that the tires had enough grip to avoid slipping on loose ground. Built-in songs kept my youngest entertained, and the headlights made it feel like a real truck in their eyes. Battery life worked well for shorter play sessions, which honestly matches younger kids' attention spans anyway. If your child is on the smaller side or just learning to drive, this is a fun, manageable first ride that still feels exciting. After testing all 5, it really comes down to your child's age, size, and where they'll be driving. Some are better for power and space, others for beginners. I've linked all of them below so you can check current prices and pick the one that fits your crew best.